Everybody, it's Mr. Forrest here again. Hey, this is week 11. Okay. So week 11 again, it's going to feel a lot like week 10. It's going to have one single chapter, chapter 12 on networking security in the ebook. And you're going to have your last chapter 4 in Excel to learn some various tasks in the assessments, trainings in the assessments. Okay. Also, heads up, what happens in week 12? Week 12 is exam week. There's no homework, but you have the 4 chapter quizzes on what? The 2 internet chapters and the 2 networking chapters. So chapters 3, 13, 7, and 12. And then a hands-on exam, much kind of feel like the last one in Word, only it's going to be in Excel. Okay. So let me go ahead from that note. Let me start my sharing. Okay, so here it is, week 11. You have this overview video that you're watching. Okay. You have the read in chapter 12. We'll talk about that in a moment here. The auto PowerPoints, a study guide, Saturday sharing again. Hey, some extra credit. Again, I just sprinkle these in. Eventually, they're going to start to taper off. Okay. And then on the tail side, here's your last chapter 4 on Excel. Okay. So what's in the chapter 12 ebook? Well, let's come over here. I'll refresh my screen. Okay. So again, this is the advantages of networking and stuff and client servers and common types of client servers that are out there. Some of this is a little bit redundant from chapter 7. Again, I wish they kind of combined these 2 chapters, would have been the best way, but network topologies and stuff, and you're going to sit there and say again about saying, hey, is it a local area network, wide area network? Is it a personal area network? Is it a storage area network? All these kind of acronyms that'll come at you again. Okay. Wired versus wireless again. Okay. A little more details about wired versus wireless, and what are the characteristics of wired communications versus wireless communications, and what the actual radio, things like that, versus is it coaxial cable? Is it twisted pair? Is it fiber optic? Whatever. Okay. Media access control address for various components. Okay. And then navigating devices and our systems, and a little bit of the network security. Now, I want to let you know too, CIT 15 is a prerequisite for all of our networking security in the network technician program, the network security computer technician program. It's a degree and certificate. Okay. They're also the prerequisites for all of our info security 1 and security 2. Okay. So as long as you pass that class, that means you can go on and take any one of our in the network security. I'm not talking about cybersecurity one. That's a different one. That was a complete 100% online, compressed 8-9 week session classes, very accelerated. Okay. This one here, we're talking about all of our standard courses for our networking security. Anyway, that's chapter 12. And then if I come back over here and reshare to make sure I know where I'm at. Okay, this is week 11. Here you go, week 11. That was our chapter 12. And now let's take a look at the chapter for training and assessment. So over here is week 11. There we go. Chapter 4 training. So I click on my training, get a chance to refresh. There we go. So again, not a really long list, but what do we have in here? We have a way to freeze the rows. So if we have a really long spreadsheet and we want to, kind of hold part of it here and then let this scroll behind it so we can kind of see 2 things together, manage page breaks, set print areas and stuff, add records and fields and stuff, be able to put a total row or something like that, and put various filters, whether it be text or numbers or dates, things like that. And then display data bars and use a conditional formatting. I like conditional formatting. If I sit there and said, hey, I have a bunch of salespeople working for me and I want to see if they met a certain 70% threshold, I could take the numbers of sales in a series of fields and I could say, hey, if anybody drops below 70, so if any cell is less than 70, make it have like a yellow box and it'll stand out to me. And that means all my yellows are the people who didn't meet their sales goals. Okay, so conditional formatting is actually pretty cool and very useful tool because it's very visual in that process. But anyway, that's that. It's a very short process here for chapters. What is it again? 3 and 13 are the internet. 7 and 12 are the networking and networking security chapters. Next week is exam week. Okay, so make sure you get this stuff done here for Saturday night. So this week it's read chapter 12 and do the Excel chapter 4 assessment and make sure the training, the assessments, make sure that assessment is submitted before the Saturday night 9 o'clock deadline. Okay. And then Sunday, what happens on Sunday? Sunday, 12 a.m., those quizzes and the hands-on test appear. Okay, so they become available, right away in the next week. Okay. All right. On that note, have a great day.